It's so easy for us to think that joy and sorrow can't be in the same place, but I believe that they are intertwined most of the time. There's so much sorrow that we're going through, and God is our joy. It was a lot of ups and downs at the beginning of my life. When I was born, my heart didn't really work too well. They had to do an experimental surgery where they recreated my heart. They had to use a pig's heart. I think about it now and I'm like, that's really weird. But apparently in the medical field, it's pretty normal to kind of do that. But that did lead to some future complications down the line. And I'd say for about like 10 years, I was kind of in and out of the hospital, living in there, living at home, kind of be bedridden. Sometimes I go try to do schooling, but it didn't really go too well and I'd have to go to the ER and stuff like that. A lot of people were like, Ryan, how do you keep staying positive? And all I could answer was, it's the Lord. Like there's no reason I should be. My life sucks. I get sick every once in a while. I go to the ER, I miss a bunch of school. I'm now behind in homework and I have to get caught back up. I feel so behind, but I was happy. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I was pretty sick and still am based off that sickness. I wanted to come to chapel just to be with the Lord. Immediately when I sat down on that seat, I listened to worship for like 2 seconds and then just started bawling my eyes out. And I just felt frustration that God wasn't giving me this one semester where I could be healthy. I was like, God, what are you doing with me right now? And getting more into that question, I just felt this frustration leave. And I think I focused a little bit too much on that and not enough on my health eventually, because by the end of it, my legs were shaking, I was exhausted, I was sweating. And then, yeah, I did. I passed out in the chapel in the front row, which wasn't great, but he revealed himself to me and reminded me that the answer was just him, like just seeking him. I am so happy to see my friends who love and care for me as I walk around campus, and no one thinks to themselves like, man, do you see how embarrassing it was for Ryan to pass out in the front row? They're just like, they know what I'm going through. What I believe my calling is now, and just what I think it is and what I'm supposed to be doing, is I want to do first off youth ministry and then hopefully hospital chaplaincy. And so in that job, I just want to love people and love them well and have them be open to opening up about what they're going through and what they're dealing with. Because honestly, that's all I wanted. I just wanted someone who would listen to me, someone who would be like, who would ask me questions about how I'm doing and not really caring about the disease that I have or the condition that I'm going through. And so, yeah, I want to go into hospital chaplaincy and love people well. I have been close to death and freaking out about so many things, and I have felt so at peace with the Lord. I have been worried if I'll make it to tomorrow and still trusting in His plan. And that's why I think it's important to question, why do you trust God? Know foundationally, why do you trust God? Because if you know that, then you know you're gonna trust Him through those circumstances.